Empowering the President's vision, Executive Member of Viatmaga, Chartered Accountant Anura Fernando, number 4 for Colombo.
A new entry into frontline politics, a proud product of St. Thomas's Prep and Mount Lavinia, someone who excelled in the field of athletics and rugby, a third generation businessman, and of course now shifting the gears. Why he should be in the next parliament. I am ready to talk with Mr. Anura Fernando, who will be contesting for the Colombo district under Sri Lanka Pudujana Peramuna with the candidate number 4. Welcome, Mr. Fernando.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me your time to have a chat with me regarding my future plans for Colombo city development.
Right. Will you be a reliable politician?
Well, I gave up my business career way back in 2014 and formed Anura Fernando Foundation to do charity work because I had stopped doing my businesses and I decided I want to do charity work. Then way back in 2015, the current president met me and told me, you can do more of your charity work if you get involved in the political field. So for me, politics is not a job as such, it's
Right.
doing social work. So I think if I want to do social work, I should not be unreliable. Okay. There is no stake in it for me.
What is your plan to develop Colombo?
It's the plan that Viatmaga did, which I was part of.
You were a founding member.
Yes, I was a founding member and we worked on it for over 4 years and I was very much part of it. And Colombo, when we say not only the city Colombo district
Yes.
itself is into various parts. The biggest issue in Colombo is housing. Number 2 is, I would say, garbage, flooding, traffic congestion. Then you go a little bit out of Colombo into the suburbs like Omagama, Avisavella. You get a lot of farming which has been neglected.
Right.
So we are looking at all those aspects. Then if you go towards Morotua, you get the wood craftsmen who have been neglected. And just to tell you, I have been pushing for this local wood craftsmen to have a market, and yesterday the president announced that all government sector officers and schools should buy their furniture from local wood craftsmen.
As a profession, you were into accountancy. You were a chartered accountant, if I'm not mistaken.
Although I qualified, I did practice as an accountant.
Right.
Because I come from a third generation of business family.
Right.
While doing my accountancy exams, I also got involved. My father was in the exports of tea and produce, Ceylon produce, which I was involved, but my passion that time was for gems. So I was doing gem exports, which is my own company, nothing to do with the family business. And subsequently, maybe because of my accountancy background, I got involved in the stocks and share equity markets. And I went on my own and got involved in buying into public listed companies.
Why should Colombo vote Anura Fernando?
Well, I have a passion to do this because I have given up my business career, so I have no interest in any other thing other than doing work. 2, I am working directly with the president, who has also a passion to develop Colombo, and I am actually carrying out what he couldn't finish up to 2015. I am just continuing of what he had stop.
So you mean to say that you are with the president but not with anyone else in the government?
No, it was his leadership that we developed this policy.
Right.
And now
Saubhagya Dakma.
Saubhagya Dakma. So
Right.
now he is the president, and even during his election, when he was contesting, he asked me to go to Colombo North. That is where he did most amount of housing, the low-cost housing. I think about 12,000 houses. He told me go there and ask for some votes for me. So I got involved from the very inception where he started his work, and I got very passionate about continuing it, and he told me now you better contest. So I am actually Colombo North organizer as well.
Right.
That's where the biggest issues are for housing.
You were a founding member of Viatmagar, very much part and parcel of drafting the Saubhagya Dakma policy framework of the current president. Is this particular policy framework the policy framework that would work for the next government as well? Would it work?
Well, we are going to bring in legislation to ensure there is continuity. That was the whole idea, because if you look at the past, every political party brings out an election manifesto. After the election manifesto and the elections are over, they really don't carry out what they say in the manifesto.
Right.
So we want to bring this in and pass legislation. That is why people like us are coming into parliament to ensure that continuity goes on.
You are the only representative of Viatmagar to the Colombo district. So there is kind of a mindset of all the people in Sri Lanka that Viatmagar, or the people coming from Viatmagar, are the direct representatives of Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the president. It also gives an idea that they are representatives of Mahinda Rajapaksa. A layman can get an idea that there are two fractions in the current government. Is that the case?
Actually, that is what the opposition likes to make out.
Right.
This is politics. The opposition job is always to create chaos and create some sort of doubt in people's mind. Actually, Viatmagar is the professional outfit of the Pahutua party. That's what it is.
Why a two-third mandate is needed?
Because I think basically we need a singular party government. Where we saw in the past, these national governments doesn't work, it doesn't last, because so many factions get together to make a government. Then we need to change this electoral system, because I think this people going to get preferential votes is not a good idea. I think an electorate must be represented by a member of parliament. And lot of professionals, that's why you don't see a lot of professionals even this time. They thought that Viatmagar will have a person from every district. Most Viatmagar members don't like to contest under this system, nor did I. I was very hesitant because it's a lot of money. I think because I was a businessman, I am able to scrape through. But a normal guy, a professional, can't afford this, running the whole district. If it's an electorate basis, it's fair by the people, and you'll get more professionals coming. So that's another aspect of this. Then I would say the third situation should be, when we go in for a national government, we have a larger cabinet. What we plan to do now is a cabinet of 32. But if we form a national government, it can go up to even 60. And I think this 19th amendment also should be looked at, because this 19th amendment is the one that created chaos in the last government. I think it has to be sorted out. So for all these things, we need a two-third.
Are you confident of getting a two-third mandate?
From the looks of it, yes.
Why do you say so?
Well, we can't see any visibility in the opposition parties. They are now divided. If you take the main opposition party, the United National Party, is now divided. And we don't see any visibility when we are doing the election campaign. They are not to be seen visibly. And people, now I represent Colombo North. That's a traditional UMP stronghold. And I find a lot of UMPs working with me now. Actually, my office in Colombo North is managed by all ex-UMPs, UMP municipal council members, etc. And some of the minorities are with me now. So I think there is a shift of the UMPs because they find that there is no future for them in that party.
You are mainly coming from the commercial capital of the island nation, Sri Lanka, Colombo. What is your vision, especially to develop the businesses in the district?
We have to develop the small and medium enterprises. We saw with the COVID that if we had our own produce, our own agriculture and our own industries, our economy would have been much better off than now. But with the COVID, things have got better for the small and medium enterprises because if you saw on TV, the president was quite vehement about giving the SMEs the required backing financially and the funding at a cheaper interest rates. So I think the future is to develop our own industry, our own produce, rather than be dependent on an import economy. It should be a local economy, export driven.
What is your plan for the youth and youth having the right technology?
Yes, very good question. If you see in our 5-year Saubhagya Ratna policy, education is number one. It's not the economy. Economy will only develop if you have the right educated youth. So I think we have to change the educational structure. People who come out of universities and are qualified are suitable for employment. Right now, if you find a graduate coming out from university, he or she is not suitable for employment. Their education doesn't fit into the current job market. So I think we have to rethink and reshape the education system to suit the job market. So I think the President's priority is that right now. So I am hoping that youth, especially O-level dropouts, A-level dropouts, should be taken into consideration and guided into some sort of vocation that they like to, instead of trying to push everybody to go to university. So I think we are on the right track on this right now. It's just that we need to have the government, and after August I think everybody will be given their specific task to do. So we will see some results in the next 6 months on this question that you asked.
You mentioned about the housing as well as garbage, where infrastructure development is quite mandatory in this area where you are also contesting Colombo district. What is your plan to attract direct investments, maybe local or foreign?
I think right now the whole world has shut down. First thing we have to do, rather than chasing behind foreign investors to come into our country, we should get our foundation sorted out here. Our infrastructure should be sorted out first. Then we should invite foreigners to come, because any investor around the world has a choice of going to different places. We should build ourselves to attract foreign investments. Right now, I don't think we are that attractive because our infrastructure is still not ready for this. For example, you take the BUI. If a foreigner comes into the BUI, BOI will give him an approval, but the rest is history. He has to go to different departments to get approval, to get his electricity connection or to get his land approved. So it's a frustrating situation for a foreign investor. I think we should streamline this first before inviting people in, because I mean all over the world any investor is most welcome. It has to be a very competitive field. So I think we should first get our sorted out before trying to attract foreign investments. We should develop our local economy, and I think foreigners will come in at the right time when they see the opportunity.
What is your political dream? Just to be a member of the parliament or to hold a cabinet post? What is your political dream?
Actually, for me, politics is social work.
Right.
I am not ambitious or not taking a cabinet posting. I am only interested in doing some work for the welfare of the people, and I have got attached to the lower rung of people here, especially if you look at Colombo North, Colombo Central, poorest of the poor, and I am quite happy and satisfied if I have some amount of power to do this work in a bigger scale than what I started doing in 2014 under my foundation. Beyond that, I don't look at, I'm not ambitious for any other position.
But any responsibility vested upon you is most welcome.
Of course, yes.
And you are ready to take that on?
I am ready to take that on. I like working. Even now, my political campaign is based not on asking for a preferential vote.
Right.
If you listen to my speeches in Sinhala, I say you vote for anybody, and I just talk to people for 10 minutes, and the rest is talking to them about their issues. I get into a conversation with them and get out of them their problems, so that I am well aware when I am in a position to sort the issue out. So I am getting myself prepared to do work actually. I am not a politician as such. So it's a different culture, and I am hoping that we can build this type of a culture to get out of this situation that poor people are in now, because they are fed up of politicians. So am I. I am not very popular with politicians, by the way.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew Fernando, contesting for the Colombo district under Sri Lanka Pudujana Peramuna with the candidate number 4. So, one final message that you want to give to Colombo district. It's all yours.
Please go and vote, because I find a lot of people not wanting to go to vote because I think they are disappointed with all politicians. But I think you have a duty towards your country to go and vote. And vote wisely. Don't get misled by whatever politicians tell you. I think you should think before you cast your vote, but please go and cast your vote, because I think that will help, especially the president, who's very, very keen to do this development work, and we will produce results in the next 5 years. It won't take even 5 years, I think. If we really work in 2 years' time, we can produce. So please go to the polls and vote. That's my message.
Thank you very much. Once again, wish you all the very best. So on the 5th of August, it's all yours. It's time to exercise your franchise and to appoint the right people to do the right job. Once again, all the very best, Mr. Andrew Fernando. Remember the name, Mr. Andrew Fernando, and of course, the number 4 for Sri Lanka Pudujana Peramuna. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Empowering the President's vision, Executive Member of Viyath Maga, Chartered Accountant Anura Fernando, number 4 for Colombo.